Guys, I want to talk to you today about something that a lot of people out there talk about, and I want to shine a little bit of light on it in a different way. I know a lot of people talk about finding your passion. That if you find your passion, you'll never work another day in your life again. And I think that applies to a lot of people. It applies to a lot of things. I think it's very applicable, but I also believe that it could be misread and misunderstood. And the reason I'm saying this is because when I was starting out as an artist, I was like, man, this is my passion. I can't wait to work on it. And as soon as I focused on it, it started working for me, right? I zeroed in on my passion. However, what I learned right after that is that it wasn't true that I didn't work another day in my life again. I had my tribulations, I had my trials and ups and ups and downs and all that stuff, right? I was facing all of those things. I still do. And I'm looking at that quote or at that suggestion in a different light. If you have your passion, if you find your passion, you'll never work another day in your life. I don't think it's quite the entire picture. I believe now, based on my experience, that if you work hard at whatever is in front of you, you will find your enthusiasm and therefore your passions also. I don't think that you have one passion. I think people have many passions. I think we can always see that in people that are expansive, right? When people are going hard into something, they start expanding. We can see that in musicians. They're not only musicians, they're labels, right? They're labels. They become clothing labels. They become they expand, right? They start touching other passions of their lives. Oh my God, I remember that. You have musicians that say, I always like fashion. I always like this, and then they go after that as well. And then you also have musicians that say, hey, you know what? Also, I always had a passion for what do they call that? Different stuff. I loved art, and they become passionate, or they reignite that passion about art, and they start collecting art, or maybe even become artists, like in the case of many people, but the one that comes to mind right now is Jim Carrey. He was an actor. He loves different stuff, very passionate, and recently started igniting more, or maybe became more open. His passion towards art, towards painting in particular, right? And so what I say to you guys is, look, don't just try to find the passion. Ignite yourself wherever you are. It doesn't matter if you're selling cars. It doesn't matter if you are, believe me, guys, believe me, if you become a full-time artist, you'll have something to fucking complain about. You will. You'll have lots of stuff to complain about, because it's not that. It's how you look at life, not where you're placed. So in other words, bloom wherever you're standing. That's what I would tell anyone. Bloom wherever you're standing. Wherever you're planted, bloom there. Bloom there. If you're a delivery guy or person, if you work sales, if you do phone calls, if you knock on doors, if you, work at a grocery store, whatever, bloom there. Ignite yourself. And this doesn't mean that you're going to stay there, or it doesn't mean that you're going to, fake it, for the rest of your life in a place you don't really like, but you force yourself to like it. That's not what it is. What it is that you honor the ground you're standing on, because every piece of grain, every ground, every place you're standing on is sacred ground. You must honor every place you're standing on. And it is a very difficult thing to understand when you're looking for the next thing. When you're looking for the passion, when you're looking for the next gig, when you're looking for the next thing, you are avoiding what is in front of you. So I say to you, look, there's a lot of people that are like, oh my God, being a full-time artist would be a dream come true, till it's not, till it becomes a nightmare. Till it becomes a nightmare, okay? Because you can be miserable anywhere. You can be miserable. I've been miserable being a full-time artist at times. You know, I've become. I had to reorganize my priorities and understand once again, as I did when I had a 9-to-5 job, that it's not that. The problem is not where you're working or the job you have or this or that. The problem is the outlook you have towards it. The problem is how you look at things. The eyes, the goggles you have on. Because it doesn't matter that you're a full-time artist and you're selling your artwork and you're every day is like a Saturday or whatever your favorite day is. Every day is like this cool day. It doesn't matter. You'll have something to bitch about. You will have something to just complain about if you are not careful. If you don't see things with the right eyes, with enthusiasm. If you don't recognize the fruit you have. If you don't recognize that you're standing on sacred ground, everywhere you're standing on sacred ground, guys. Honor it. Honor it. Work hard at it. It doesn't matter what it is. Squeeze the life out of it. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. It's just figurative talk, of course. You can never squeeze the life out of anything. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. Use it up. Do as much as you can. Get productive. Get proactive. Get enthusiastic. And watch how it morphs. Maybe you're waiting tables right now, but it starts morphing, and all of a sudden an opportunity comes out, and that scales you to something else, and it moves you, and before you know it, you're owning your own business if you want to, or you're working for someone who does if you want to, whatever, right? It doesn't matter, but you start moving towards that direction, and that's what I want to share with you guys. Look, don't just focus on finding your passion, okay? Work as if you already found it anywhere you're standing. I'll leave you with that. My name is Jose Trujillo. I'm the world's greatest living artist. And peace, guys. I hope you guys found a little bit of value in this talk. All right? Take care.